We are going to explore a few more web treasures, just a few things to keep out, up your sleeve. The first is super handy for all sorts of things. Honestly, I even use it when I'm taking a nap sometimes. But I also use it a lot in class, and that's a class timer. And when you start the class timer, you decide if you want it up or down. If I'm having groups work for 5 minutes or something like that, I can set it for 5 minutes, click set, and then start, and it'll run a countdown. I can circulate, talk to my students, come back, it'll be there. It beeps when it makes a horrific sound actually when it's finished. And so it gets everybody's attention and we don't lose time in class. So always handy to have a stopwatch. Along the same vein, if you didn't like the stopwatch feature, you could pick any of these neat handy dandy little timers that do similar kinds of things. Keep time, an egg timer, use it full screen, set it, have it go. And there's a loud bell that rang in my ear. You probably didn't hear it because I'm using a headset, but anyway, bell goes. So classroom timers, they're very helpful. The next thing that I absolutely love is called Jog the Web. And Jog the Web allows you to put together a collection of websites. So for example, if I click on Executive Branch, you can put the websites over on the side and you can annotate the information at the top. Jog the Web allows the user to create, like you see on this first page, a directions page. So I tried to get my students' attention here with a nice big red exclamation point. And then they would go to the President and Legislation. It will show the website in the box. And I have my questions here. How many bills has the President vetoed? So they could click here and they would see how many things are vetoed. And they could see how many are pending. If there are a few extras, they can click to see the whole question. So I love the annotation feature. I love, especially for younger students, or if you just want students to stay in one place, that it brings the website into the jog. The one thing that it doesn't handle very well is video, and so I tend to not include videos at all when we're dealing with Jog the Web. The program just doesn't seem to know how to handle it. Making these is extremely straightforward. Let's see, I don't know if I can log in really quick or not. It's working. Oh, I did. How about that? So if I wanted to make a jog, I click Create a New Jog. I can say Demo, Education, whatever, Submit. And then I put in my title, the URL, and whatever I want at the top of the box. When I'm done, I can click Save, and then it will let me add another. So you can just keep adding them, and it'll create the jog for you. At the end, it'll give you a URL so your students can go and check out your jog. A similar site is called Only 2 Clicks, and it shows a little snapshot or a picture of your choice of the different websites that you would like to share with your students. So for example, I've used this before to share professional development things. Maybe you've seen that video already, but here are many of the professional development resources that were mentioned in the earlier video. The other thing I like about Only 2 Clicks, it also allows you to annotate, but it's not quite as obvious as the Jog the Web annotations. You have to mouse over or hover over the little yellow thing in the upper left-hand corner. I don't know, it's a little square. And then it'll show you the note that the user wanted you to use. So this is only 2 clicks, and you can click around and see different resources and how they work. And then if people visited them, you'd click on one and it would take you straight to that website. So pretty slick. Only 2 clicks. The next is a collection of comic creators. There's the elementary Read, Write, Think comic creator, which simply allows you to create a cartoon. I'm creating it. I can click if I want 1, 2, or 3 panels, and then I can select what people I want. I can drag them up. I can click different balloons that I want, drag them up. When I think I'm finished, I can hit print. If I'm on a PDF, I could save it as a PDF. If I don't have a printer available, I could take a screenshot of it. The one thing Read Write Think doesn't let anyone do is save, but again, you don't need a username or a password, so kids of any age can use it. So starting with things very much geared toward elementary. The next comic creator, these are all different comic creators just because they're fun, is Write Comics. And Write Comics allows you to create a little comic strip as well. And you just click on the little people that you would like to have be in your comic. You can drag them around. I could add a second scene if I want to. And there's this person. Can put in props. Move my tree. Helicopter. Anyway, so again, students don't need an account for this either. It only lets you work on one screen at a time though, so make sure that you plan accordingly. You can add in backgrounds. That cartoon makes no sense, but that's okay. And then they can add in dialogue by dragging by clicking and then typing. Submit the words. You can move the little thing around. There's the guy. And so again, you can, when you're finished, you can click Finished and it will give you a URL of your comic. So your students can click there or copy that, turn it in maybe to a Google form or to you. But again, elementary kids could use it, middle school kids could use it. There's no account required. The next is a little bit more advanced in content, but no account is again required for this either. This is the Cartoon Playground, and it's designed to focus on let's see, what else do we have here? It's designed to focus on being more like an editorial cartoon. So there's all sorts of things in our gallery here. Let's see. I'm having a hard time seeing my whole gallery. There we go. Now, if I want an object in there, I can have an oil drum, so Uncle Sam can be focused on oil. Maybe Michelle Obama is focused on energy. We can give her a light bulb. Maybe she's thinking about cooking good food. If I want to shrink things, let's see, can I shrink them? I think I can shrink them down here. About. So we can decide how we want to do that. We can add in text. We can align things. So we can't quite change their size. But you can put in scenery, you can put in thought bubbles, a variety of different kinds. When you're finished, you can save it, but I always encourage people by clicking publish. It doesn't put your name in or anything as far as joining a public group, but you can always take a screenshot, and oftentimes that's how I have my students turn them in. The next cartoon program is Toondoo, one of my absolute favorites. There we go. So in order to use this, it's a free account, so this one would be 13 and up. They would click Create, pick their box that they would like to create. This screen is usually the slowest to load out of the whole program. And then it takes zero artistic talent for students to get a very high quality cartoon. So I like to start with backgrounds. Let's say we're going to be in famous places. Oh, let's say we're going to the Golden Gate Bridge. Or isn't that New York? Well, wherever. I'm going to go there. And here I would like to have an alien come. I don't know why. Or maybe a slice of pizza. That sounds great. And if I want to shrink the pizza, I just click the shrink button. One of the cool things about Toondoo is if you come down on the side, when you, let's see, they've added a couple buttons here. Imaginer. You can get pictures from the internet or you can upload from your computer. So one of my colleagues, for example, was teaching about the United States history, and he was having his students upload pictures from the Library of Congress from the Stamp Act and the Revolutionary War, and they're putting them into their comics, so they had primary sources in their comics. So that's a pretty neat feature about Toonby, one of the things I absolutely love about it. Oh, and these are pictures that I've uploaded. I uploaded the Supreme Court in mine once, so I could make a cartoon about the Supreme Court and move my pizza. Anyway, so it remembers what you've uploaded. I have the Supreme Court, I have Tino Grace, I could do comics about all sorts of things. When you're finished, very opposite of intuitive, you go back to the start here for the save. Trial 5 people. I do not like others to redo my stuff, and I don't like people to be able to purchase my thing. And this is hugely important. Please keep it private. It keeps it out of the public comments boxes. And when we're dealing with our kids, they can keep it private. When they are finished, they can click publish. They can take screenshots. They can share it with URLs. They can download it as a picture file. However you would like to work with it, just make sure they keep it private. Way better for education. And we'll leave this page. And the last cartoon program that I have is Pixton. Pixton has a free free personal use. It has an amazing educational one. If you want to have just absolutely blow your mind, click on this education one and watch this video demo here. It's amazing what this program can do. And if you buy the education piece, it's not very expensive. I was impressed at that, but the free one is better. But if you're working with elementary, the education version might be better, just because then there are no ads and you don't have to worry about ages of kids. But they have an assessment feature, and you can go in and see your students' work and figure out who does what. And this is an amazing, amazing cartooning program. The last tool that I'm talking about tonight is called Class Dojo, and I only wanted to mention it so that it's on your radar. A lot of people are writing about this right now, blogging about this right now. My jury is out personally, but it's a student behavior management, in theory, awards, rewards kind of thing. Different classrooms, I'm sure it will work better, but you can award. If you click the little about here, it can show you what it can do. You can try it. It has a little awards system. Now, how does it work? If you're curious to know about some behavior modification and reinforcement and, in theory, helping people make good decisions for classroom behavior, I encourage you to check it out and at least be aware that it's really gaining traction. So if someone asks you, what do you think about Class Dojo? You wouldn't just look at them blankly. You'd be able to say, well, thinking about how it could be good. I know it's dealing with classroom management. What do you think? How does your school use it? It'd be a good springboard for a conversation. So those are the web tools that I wanted to share with you. They are linked to our haiku page, so you can take some time and review them. And I hope you find a couple that are interesting to you. Thank you very much.